Hey class, Prof JC here, and this is the final one-on-one video that we're gonna have, just you and me. The next 2 weeks, I'm very excited. I've got a couple of special guests who are gonna be on the podcast with me, and very excited about this. Next week, it'll be my very good friend, Caitlin Stone, who is, she is a partner with Activist Artist Management. And she was just named by Billboard magazine one of the top 40 under 40 this year. So that was just a few weeks ago. And she's incredible leader, just an incredible human being. So we're going to go on here and just talk about purpose and service and leadership and wellness and all kinds of stuff. And that'll be next week's assignment. And then the week after that, our president of Point Loma Nazarene, and Dr. Bob Brower is going to be on the podcast with me, and I'm very excited. He's very excited about it as well. So those will be our final two podcasts. So today's our final with just you and me, and I'm going to make this very short because it's just a simple reminder, but I think it's so important. John Maxwell talks about the law of the lid, and I'm not going to go into all of it today because that's not what we're here to talk about. But basically, the law of the lid, if you've heard it before, and if you've had any classes with me before, you've probably heard me talk about this. It means this, that you as a leader, okay, and all of you are getting degrees in business and leadership. That means that you're the leader. That's what you're trying to become, okay? Whether you're a manager, CEO, founder, entrepreneur, whatever it is, you are the leader. You are the lid on your organization, okay? That means this. If the top level leadership is a level 10, okay, so that's the top you get, and let's say, I'm just going to throw a number out there. Let's say right now, currently, you're a 6. Here's what that means. Your organization's only going to get to a 5. The people that you lead are only going to get to a 5. And that means if you hire an 8 and you bring them under your leadership, they're going to leave within, a matter of months or years even, because they're such a great leader. They can't stay under you. They have to go somewhere else. They've got to go somewhere where the leader is higher, okay? Let's just hope that you're not a 6, or if you are a 6, that you're going to move up and you're a 7. That means that your organization go to a 6. Then you move up and you become an 8, right? Your organization goes to a 7. You get this degree, right? You go to a 9. Your organization goes to an 8. You do more reading, more studying, more, whatever it is, personal development, leadership development, right? And you get yourself to a 10, and then your organization goes to a 9, and then maybe you go even further, right? And you get to 11 or 12, and your organization goes to a 10. What I'm trying to say is this: you are the lid on your organization, on the people who are around you. It's you. The other day, I sat on a call with the leader, and this meant a great deal to me. This is a person who means a great deal to me and has his own organization, and to hear him talk about his own leadership struggles, and he's very successful, but to hear this successful person talking about the reason why my organization isn't where I want it to be. Yes, we are successful, but it needs to go further. And he put it right back on himself. He said, it's because of me. I'm the one who's holding back this organization. And he started listing off several different things that he needs to do better. That was music to my ears, because very few leaders want to do that. Very few leaders even understand that. They blame this person and the clients and the accounting department and the invoices and HR and all this, instead of saying it's me. It's 100% me, right? Extreme ownership. Jocko Willink, he talks about this. So here's the point. Here's the reason why I'm bringing this up. This is a leadership and service class. This is our last time to have a podcast between just you and me. And this is the last thing that I want you to remember. And hopefully there's been some value add in this one unit class this entire summer that we've been together. But here's the thing I want you to remember. If service is important, and at the heart of service is what? Humility, right? At the heart of everything really should be humility. And humility it's not meekness and I'm just a little old nobody and no one. That's not what it is. Humility, right, is not thinking of yourself less, is thinking less of yourself. So as a leader, you are constantly in service to the marketplace. You're in service to the people that are around you. You're in service to the organization. You're in service to the purpose, the vision, the mission. That's the cost of leadership. I tell people all the time, before you get into leadership, you need to understand the cost. You need to understand the cost of leadership. But here's the thing that I want you to, here's the thing that I want you to take away from this podcast today. If you don't go higher, your organization won't go higher. And then I'll say it like this as well. If your organization is a 5, it's because you're a 6. If your organization is a 4, it's because you're a 5. It's not them. It's not their fault. Okay. It's you. Now, I'm not saying, obviously, if you're not the CEO of the entire organization or executive director, obviously the organization can't fall on you, but your team, whatever it is that you're leading, their performance, if you were honest with yourself and say on a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10, my team is a, give it a number. And I'm here to tell you today, it's because of you. And if you would honestly say that your team is a 10, that's because of you as well. That's because of your leadership. That's what you did. Okay. But I know enough to know this. Again, I've shared with you that I teach at Point Loma. Love what I get to do here, but I also work in the marketplace doing consulting and training. And here's what I know. Leadership is, I'll always have a job, okay? Because it is fascinating to me how many people don't understand what leadership's all about and what it should be. And I'm on a lifetime mission to spread the message of what it means to be an empowering leader and to empower the people around you. But most people don't get this, okay? So the thing I'm trying to tell you, final time together, is this. If you want an organization that is committed to service, and you do, I don't care if you're nonprofit, if you're a ministry, if you're for profit, if you're a car dealership, if you're a vacuum selling agency, if you're Walmart, if you're Home Depot, if you're Disney, if you're a Fortune 500 company, if you're a Fortune 100 company, if you're a small business that brings in $1 million a year, your job is to be in service to the marketplace. That means you're putting the needs of other people first. But here's the deal. The people that you hire, because this is leadership, it means you can't do it all on your own. The people that you hire will only have that mindset to the extent that you have that mindset. So to the extent that you are humble, you will see humility within your organization. So if you're looking around and you're not seeing a lot of humility, and again, I'm not talking about meek, mild people who don't say anything and never talk back and are just yes people. I'm not talking about that. Those are weak people. Okay. And if that's all you're surrounded with, that's you as a leader. That's showing that you haven't really understood what this concept of leadership's about. Okay. That's for a whole nother conversation. What I'm saying is you want to be surrounded with people who've got a mindset of service. That means you have to be the top. So our final podcast, final reminder is this: you are the lid on your organization. Okay. If it's doing well, great. That means you're doing a great job and you can give yourself a pat on the back. Now don't go tell your whole team that. Don't go tell your organization that, they're doing well because you're doing well. Okay. That's not what leadership's about. And you understand that. But if your leadership or if your organization is struggling in any way, if it's not service-minded, it's because of you. 100% it's because of you, your team. Okay. I'm not saying the whole organization. You don't run the whole organization, but the thing that you're responsible for, whatever that is, it is whatever it is because of you. So here's our final reflection for this week, okay? When you think about the fact that you are the lid on your team or organization or whatever it is that you're leading right now, and maybe you're not in a leadership position right now, okay? But I want this to be a reflection on you. Don't talk about your boss. Don't talk about your first boss. Don't talk about the worst boss you ever had. I want it, to talk about you. What is one thing, two things, okay? One or two things that you need to improve so that the people around you or that the people who are working with you will be able to rise higher with a servant's mindset. One or two things, okay? So write that out and give me a paragraph on this, okay? Don't just give me a couple sentences on there. Go deep on this. I want you to think about this. As a leader, if I'm supposed to be a leader with the mindset of service, what is it that the people around me, and the reason why I'm asking you to be critical, I was just on the phone with a lady today with an organization, and her biggest struggle is that nobody in the organization wants to think critically about their programs, about their departments. And so they come together for these staff meetings every week and everyone's talking about how great they are, but the organization is not doing as well as it should be because nobody wants to be self-critical. It's important that we be self-critical. So I want you in this paper, the realization or paper in this assignment, the realization that you are the lid. What are one or two things that you need to work on in this area of service so that your organization will reach its full and highest potential, and so that the people that you lead in your organization will reach their full and highest potential. That's all I got for you today. Short podcast, but I really want you to dive in this and think about it. And I got to tell you, between you and me, and again, we're not done with the podcast yet. We've got 2 more before the class is over, but I've enjoyed this time, and I hope that it's been value add to you as well. Take care, everybody. If you need me this week, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But I look forward to reading your responses. Take care.